Let's talk about what it means to be strong. For decades, we've been taught that strength is about pushing through, no matter what, right? But what if the strongest thing you can possibly do is to stop? Today, we're diving into the story of Simone Biles and a single choice she made that challenged everything we thought we knew about strength.
So picture this. It's the summer of 2021. The whole world is watching Simone Biles. She is, without a doubt, the greatest gymnast of all time. And everyone, and I mean everyone, is expecting her to just completely dominate the Tokyo Olympics. But here's the twist. Her most powerful moment, the one we're all still talking about, it wasn't going to come from winning another gold medal. Nope. It came from a single, stunningly controversial decision to step back. To really get why this was such a massive deal, we first have to understand the absolutely insane amount of pressure she was under. You see, Simone Biles wasn't just another great athlete. She was the undisputed GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Just try to wrap your head around this number for a second. 25 world championship medals. That is a level of dominance that the sport of gymnastics has, well, maybe never seen before. Each one of those medals is a moment of perfection, a symbol of her unbelievable skill.
And then, of course, you've got the Olympics, the biggest stage in the world, and she'd already won 7 medals there. This wasn't just a winning streak, you know? It was a legacy forged through years and years of unwavering hard work.
And look, this wasn't just media hype. It was a fact. It was the consensus. When you have the experts, the fans, and even your biggest rivals all saying the same thing about you, well, that creates a crushing weight of expectation. So as she walked into that arena in Tokyo, the world wasn't just hoping for more medals. They were expecting another legendary, history-making performance. The pressure on her shoulders was just unimaginable. But then, right in the middle of the competition, something went wrong. Something you couldn't see from the outside. But for any gymnast, it's an absolute nightmare. It's a crisis that happens when that delicate, crucial connection between the mind and the body just snaps. And that brings us to this term that was suddenly all over the news, the Twisties. So what in the world are they exactly?
The Twisties are basically a gymnast's worst nightmare brought to life. It's a terrifying mental block where you literally lose your sense of where you are in the air. You can't tell up from down. Imagine being lost while you're flipping and twisting. It is incredibly dangerous. So, faced with this terrifying mental block, she made a decision that sent absolute shockwaves around the world. She chose her own safety, her own health, over the chance for more medals, and she withdrew from multiple events.
The reaction was immediate, and it was intense. Her decision instantly became this huge global debate, with commentators, fans, you name it, all fiercely divided. The headlines were a battlefield. On one side, you had people accusing her of quitting on her team, of letting her country down, and on the other, you had this massive wave of support, praising her as a hero for putting her mental health first. It was a cultural firestorm.
But if you look beyond all the controversy and the noise, her choice had this ripple effect that went so far beyond the world of gymnastics. It forced a conversation about mental health, about leadership, and about the very definition of strength itself.
For starters, by being so open about her struggles, she completely shattered the stigma around mental health in sports. She basically forced a global conversation about the incredible psychological pressure that elite athletes are under, reminding all of us that mental health isn't a weakness, it's just health.
She also completely redefined what it means to be a leader. I mean, she didn't just go hide in a corner. She was right there on the sidelines, becoming her team's biggest cheerleader, giving them advice and support. She showed us all that true leadership isn't always about your own personal glory. It's about lifting up the people around you.
And at the heart of all this was her safety. Let's be really clear. Competing with the Twisties is a gamble with your life. You're risking a catastrophic, career-ending injury. So her decision wasn't about being weak. It was an act of profound courage. It was a choice to protect her own future. So, what can we all take away from her story? Well, her journey gives us a really powerful new way to think about navigating pressure in our own lives. A new way of looking at success, at courage, and what it really means to be strong. Her story teaches us, first, that courage isn't always about pushing forward. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is have the strength to say no. It teaches us to own our choices, even if they're not popular. And maybe most importantly, it teaches us that your mental health is just as critical as your physical health. They're not separate things. It's such a powerful reminder, isn't it? That being a true champion isn't just about the medals you collect.
It's about the courage you show when things get tough, the honesty you live by, and the legacy you leave behind.
So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What does a true champion look like to you? Has Simone Biles' story changed your definition of strength at all? Thanks for joining me.